Today I wanted to talk briefly to the guys out there with autism spectrum disorder and to try to help you make sense of what I think is the number one reason that for those of you who are having relationship difficulties with your neurotypical spouse, why that happens. So think of it like this, guys. You tend to be very task-oriented. You are probably somewhat perfectionistic. We might even go so far as to say obsessive with your special interest. So your special interest is important to you. It probably doesn't involve much in the way of social stuff. It probably has more to do with tasks, objects, things, facts, figures, and so on. And that's kind of how you connect with the world. That is kind of your passion. Your special interest is your passion, and it probably doesn't involve people. I doubt that there's any ASD men listening to this video that are social workers or people that involve themselves with other people a lot on their job, where there's face-to-face contact with other people. Your job is probably more to do with something along the line with engineering, computers, or whatever. So that's you. Your neurotypical spouse, on the other hand, she is relational and emotional. And so she gets a lot of her needs met through connections with other people. She is no doubt high in social intelligence, high in emotional intelligence. With the autistic brain, your social and emotional intelligence is a little low compared to your logical brain. So you're more high logic, low social emotional intelligence. She is probably not as high in logic as you, but she's very high in social emotional intelligence. And so her passion is to connect with people at the social level and the emotional level. So now you can see we have two diametrically opposed situations here, where we have the ASD man, who is more object-oriented and task-oriented, and the NT wife, for example, who is more emotional and social-oriented. So that is, by default, a disconnect there, because she is going to want to connect with you and have talks about feelings and plans for the future and all the emotional intricacies that come with a romantic relationship. And that may be very foreign conversation for you. And if you have an autism spectrum disorder, as I mentioned earlier, you're a little low in social and emotional intelligence. In fact, you could think of ASD as a disorder of social skills. So you're not really that much in tune with how you feel. And therefore, you're not that much in tune with how your spouse feels. And why would you? If I don't know how I feel or what's going on inside of me, I can't predict what you might be feeling. So I am a little in the dark with respect to how, if I have an autism spectrum disorder, I'm not sure how my neurotypical wife thinks, what she might be thinking, and then what she might be feeling based on her thinking, and then why she says and does the things that she says and does based on her feeling and thinking, and what her motives are, what her intentions are. I don't understand her opinions. When she gets emotional, a lot of that is nonsensical to me. And so I have this thing called mind blindness, and I'm not really sure how to empathize with her. It's hard for me to peel myself out of my skin and climb into her shoes and see things from her perspective. So what ends up happening is I disagree with her a lot because I simply don't understand. I simply don't understand her. It's not that I'm purposely trying to be selfish, uncaring, insensitive, narcissistic, probably all the other adjectives that you've been blamed for being. It's just I'm simply ignorant. I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's not just ignorance based on lack of education. It's ignorance based on mind blindness. And this other thing called alexithymia, which means, I just alluded to that a minute ago, where I'm just not that much in tune with my feelings. It's not like I'm purposely trying to be out of touch with my feelings. I'm not trying to be a psychopath or someone who is maliciously trying to be insensitive. That's not it. I just don't have the hardware to facilitate that type of deep connection that she wants. So therein lies the dilemma, where, in summary, her passion has more to do with people, social, emotional connection. Your passion has more to do with facts, figures, objects. You're task-oriented. And so your passion is almost 180 degrees opposite from hers. And so now the dilemma comes, how can we find some kind of meeting ground? Because she's going to have her emotional and social needs met. You can't just hide over there in your man cave and be on the computer all day. If you've been doing that, that's why you're going through the struggles that you're going through with her. And she's not going to stop complaining. She's either going to hang in there and tough it out with you and keep complaining and keep slipping into depression and feeling isolated and alone, or she's just going to divorce your ass. Or I guess there would be a third option. She could get her emotional needs met elsewhere, which in essence would be she's cheating on you then, emotionally or physically. I don't typically see that happening much. I'm sure it happens sometimes, but that's usually not the option that the NT wife would take. What I see most often is she's just going to tough it out because she cares about the relationship. Because she is social by nature. So of course she's going to hang in there. So that is my little summary on why you may be struggling with your NT wife. But I do want to make a footnote here, and that is there's going to be a link underneath this video where you can join a men's only group. These men are either on the autism spectrum or they suspect that they probably would meet the diagnosis. And we will talk about some things that you can do such that you can maintain your passion and your special interest, but at the same time give your NT partner the indication that you actually want to connect with her passion. Okay? Thanks, guys. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you. Click on the join button underneath any of my videos, and you'll have full access to videos from previous workshops that I've conducted in the past for ASD spouses, neurotypical spouses, and neurodiverse couples. The link will also be in the description area and in the comments section underneath all videos. Here's the members only section. I'll be adding new videos weekly so you can literally sit in on these coaching sessions and begin to learn how to troubleshoot in your very problematic neurodiverse situation where one spouse is autistic and the other one is not. It's only $9.99 per month. Skip Starbucks one day and it's paid for.